There's a road in southern Portugal where the cliffs burn orange at sunset, and the sea below whispers stories older than memory. And if you keep going, past the vineyards, the ancient olive groves, and the sleepy stone towns, you'll eventually find yourself standing on a volcano in the middle of the Atlantic, watching clouds wrap around your ankles. This isn't just a travel guide, this is a love letter to the land, from the sunlit cliffs of the Algarve to the wild, untamed beauty of the Azores. This is Portugal, in its most natural, breathtaking form. Most people picture Portugal and think of pastel de nata, Lisbon's trams, or fado echoing through tiled alleyways. And yes, those are part of the soul. But what most don't realize is how fiercely beautiful this land is, raw, wild, and deeply healing. This is a place where nature still breathes, where every path leads to something ancient. Not just in years, but in feeling. So today, we're not chasing cities. We're chasing wonder. We're stepping into the heart of Portugal's natural world, from the southern cliffs of the Algarve to the volcanic lakes and cloud forests of the Azores, and by the end of this journey, you might just feel something shift inside you. The Algarve is where Portugal opens its soul to the sea. It's also where I first fell in love with silence. There's a moment, just before dawn, when the fishing villages of Faragudo and Salima are still. The only sound is the tide whispering against the limestone caves that line the coast. Places like Benagil, Ponta de Piedade, and Praia de Marinha don't just exist for postcards. They hold a presence. I remember walking a cliffside path near Lagos. Below, waves crashed against the ochre cliffs like they were trying to remember something. And in that moment, it hit me, this place isn't just beautiful, it's sacred. The Algarve's coastline is over 150 kilometers long, shaped by millennia of erosion. The famous Benagil Sea Cave, with its circular skylight, was carved out by the Atlantic over thousands of years, but it's not just about the views. It's about what they do to you. Most tourists miss the north, but the locals will tell you, this is where the real magic lives. Penedigueiras National Park, on the border with Spain, is Portugal's only national park. And stepping into it feels like walking into another era. Granite villages like Sojo and Lindoso sit quietly among ancient oak forests. Wolves still roam here. Wild horses run free. The wind carries the scent of eucalyptus and earth. I met an old shepherd named Joaquin near the Castro Laboreiro trails. He was 82. Had lived here his entire life. He said, out here, the mountains don't speak in words. But they tell you everything you need to know, if you're willing to wait. And I believed him, because by sunset, I had stopped checking my phone. I had stopped thinking about time. Penedigueiras was declared a biosphere reserve by UNESCO and is home to endangered species like the Iberian wolf and Guarano horses. It's not flashy, it's not fast, it's real. Flying into the Azores feels like arriving on another planet. The plane dips below the clouds and suddenly, there they are, 9 green islands, floating in the Atlantic like a forgotten dream. I landed on São Miguel, the largest island. They call it the Green Island, and it lives up to the name. Crater lakes shimmer like glass. Steam rises from the earth. Cows graze on impossibly green hills that drop into black volcanic beaches. At Lagoa do Fogo, the lake of fire, I stood alone as clouds drifted across the surface like breath, but it was at Cidades, the twin crater lakes, that I lost my words completely. One lake is blue, the other green. And the legend says it's because of a forbidden love between a shepherd and a princess. One cried tears of blue, the other green, and their sadness filled the valley forever. Cidades was formed from a volcanic caldera over 22,000 years ago. It's one of the most geologically active regions in Europe. The Azores aren't just beautiful. They feel like the earth remembering how to dream. Far from the coasts and the volcanic islands, deep in the center of Portugal, rise the Serra da Estrela Mountains. The highest in mainland Portugal, this is where rivers like the Zizera and Mondego begin, where shepherds still make queijo de serra, Portugal's most famous cheese, by hand. The air here is thinner, colder. The silence is heavy, but not in a lonely way. More like being wrapped in a wool blanket. There's a stillness in Coveo Diamatade, where a glacial valley cradles a birch forest. Snow falls in winter. But even in spring, there's a quiet wisdom in the stones. I met a young woman named Anna who had left Lisbon to live here. She said, "The city taught me how to run. These mountains taught me how to breathe." Serra da Estrela is home to the only ski resort in Portugal, and reaches up to 1,993 meters at its highest point, Torre. This is the Portugal most people never see. But it's the one that stays with you. At sunset on Pico Island in the Azores, I stood at the base of Mount Pico, Portugal's tallest peak. The volcano rises so sharply it seems to pierce the clouds. It wasn't in my plan to climb. But something about being in Portugal, surrounded by land that breathes, cliffs that whisper, lakes that weep, made me feel small in the best possible way. So I started to climb, and for hours, I walked in silence, following a trail of stone and mist. At the summit, above the clouds, with the Atlantic stretched out below me, I didn't say anything. I couldn't, because some beauty is too big for words. It's not meant to be captured. Just felt. Mount Pico stands at 2,351 meters, 7,713 feet, and is part of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, making it one of the most significant volcanoes in Europe. It's dormant, but not extinct. I didn't expect Portugal's landscapes to change me. I came for the views. I left with something deeper, because these places, they're not just scenic. They remind you how to feel, how to slow down, how to notice that there's an honesty in the land here. The cliffs don't pretend. The volcano doesn't care if you're impressed. The forests don't ask to be posted, and maybe that's what makes it so powerful. You don't consume Portugal, you listen to it. Some places are loud with beauty. But Portugal is quiet. And if you let it, it'll teach you how to hear again. If this story spoke to something in you, there's more where that came from. Stick around, because sometimes, the most powerful journeys are the ones that remind us how to feel again.